Hey there, coin collectors and history lovers. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're about to dive into a fascinating story that could change the way you look at your pocket change. We're talking about the 1984 US 1-cent coin, the humble penny, and why it could be worth a staggering $20 million. Yes, you heard me correctly, $20 million. Stick with us, and we'll uncover the mystery behind this potentially priceless penny, its unique history, and why it's catching the eyes of collectors everywhere. Let's start with the basics. The 1984 penny, like the millions of pennies produced every year, was made at the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. This particular coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which began in 1959 and continued until 2008. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse side shows the iconic Lincoln Memorial. Now, at face value, this coin is worth just 1 cent, or $0.01. But what makes the 1984 penny so special? Why could it be worth a whopping $20 million? Let's explore. Before we get into the rare exceptions of the 1984 penny, let's take a brief trip back to the 1980s. The US economy was undergoing some changes, and the penny was still an important part of daily life. In 1984, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, and they were circulated widely in everyday transactions. At that time, there were no major changes in the design of the penny. The Lincoln Memorial design was still the main feature, with Lincoln's likeness on the obverse and the memorial on the reverse. But despite the sheer number of pennies made in 1984, most of them are just like any other coin you'll find in your pocket, worth 1 cent and not a lot more. However, some are incredibly rare, and these could be worth much more than their face value. Here's where things get interesting. Like with many valuable coins, certain 1984 pennies have become highly sought after due to minting errors. One of the most famous and valuable varieties of the 1984 penny is the double die error coin. So, what exactly is a double die error? Well, it occurs when the coin is struck more than once during the minting process, causing the design to appear doubled. In the case of the 1984 D penny, the double die error typically affects the lettering and date, making them appear as though they've been struck twice. Most notably, the word Liberty and the date 1984 often show significant doubling on the coin. As you can imagine, these errors are rare. Even more remarkable is the fact that the 1984 D penny with a double die error has become a prized possession among collectors. Why? Because it's so rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to get their hands on one. So, how can a 1984 penny, which is worth just 1 cent in regular circulation, suddenly be worth $20 million? Here's the scoop. While it's extremely rare, the 1984 D penny with a double die error is a coin that collectors would pay an incredible amount for, especially if it's in pristine condition. Now, $20 million might sound outrageous for a penny, but let's break it down. In the world of rare coins, there are a handful of examples where rare minting errors have led to astronomical prices. For example, in some cases, one-of-a-kind coins can fetch millions of dollars at auction, depending on their rarity and historical significance. A 1984 D double die error penny, if found in mint condition and graded as uncirculated by a professional grading service, could potentially fetch anywhere between $100,000 to several $1 million, depending on the level of error and the demand in the market. In extreme cases, where the coin is absolutely flawless and there's a limited supply, some collectors believe that a coin like this could eventually be valued as high as $20 million, especially if it's one of the only known examples still in existence. Now, it's important to note that for a coin to reach its full potential value, it needs to be properly graded and authenticated. In the world of numismatics, grading is key. Coins are assessed based on their condition, rarity, and authenticity. A coin that is graded MS65 or higher, mint state, high quality, is far more valuable than a well-worn 1. For the 1984 D double die error penny, having it authenticated by a professional grading service, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, is essential. These organizations have strict standards to evaluate the quality and legitimacy of coins. If your coin passes their scrutiny, it could be worth exponentially more than you might expect. So, How do you spot a potentially valuable 1984 D penny? Here are a few tips. Look for the double die error. Check for doubling on the date 1984 and the word Liberty. You may also notice the doubling on other letters, depending on the severity of the error. Examine the overall condition. A coin in excellent condition is much more valuable than one that's been heavily circulated. If your coin looks well preserved with sharp details, it could be a keeper. Get it professionally graded. If you suspect you have a rare 1984 D penny with a double die error, the best thing you can do is send it to a professional grading service for authentication. An expert will evaluate its condition and certify its value. Coin collecting is an exciting and rewarding hobby, and when it comes to rare and valuable coins, like the 1984 D penny with a double die error, there's always the possibility of striking it big. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, the thrill of finding a rare treasure can be life-changing. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1984 D penny and how it could be worth a jaw-dropping $20 million. While most of the pennies from that year are worth just 1 cent, the rare double die error version is what sets some of these coins apart from the rest. If you find one, it could be the key to a life-changing discovery. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting stories from the world of coin collecting. Who knows what treasures you might find in your spare change? Until next time, happy collecting! Next, hey there, coin collectors and history buffs. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to dive into an incredible story about a seemingly ordinary coin, the 2000 US 1-cent coin, or as most of us know it, the penny. But hold on tight, because this penny might just be worth a staggering $36 million. Yes, you heard me right, $36 million. That's way more than the 1 cent it's worth at face value. Stick around as we explore the fascinating history of this coin, its potential value, and the amazing reason why this penny could be worth so much more than just pocket change. First, let's talk about the basics. The 2000 penny was minted in massive quantities, as usual, with billions of pennies struck that year. It's part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which started in 1959 and continued until 2008. The coin features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., as it did for decades. The 2000 penny was minted at all 3 major U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. At face value, this coin is worth just 1 cent, 1 cent. But what if I told you that this penny could be worth a mind-blowing $36 million? Well, there's more to this story than meets the eye. Let's dig a bit deeper. Before we get into the reasons this penny might be worth so much, let's take a look at the historical context of the 2000 penny. The year 2000 was significant for many reasons. There was the excitement surrounding the Y2K bug, the election of George W. Bush as the 43rd U.S. president, and of course, the turn of the millennium itself. Coin collectors, however, were more interested in the changes occurring in the world of U.S. coins. It was the final year that the Lincoln Memorial design appeared on the reverse of the penny before it was replaced in 2009 by the Union Shield design. The 2000 penny is a perfect example of the coinage of its time, simple, classic, and yet, like many coins, there were a few mistakes made in the minting process that could make certain 2000 pennies worth far more than just 1 cent. Now, let's get to the real reason why the 2000 penny could be worth $36 million. If you've been following coin collecting, you may have heard of something called the close AM penny. This is an incredibly rare variety of the 2000 penny that could be worth millions of dollars. So what's the deal with the close AM? Normally, on the reverse of the 2000 penny, you'll see the letters SR and M inch America spaced apart, as part of the design. But in certain rare cases, there's a minting error where the letters NR and M are so close together that they practically touch. This error occurred at the Philadelphia Mint in 2000 and has been dubbed the close AM variety. The close AM pennies were produced in very limited numbers, only a few have been discovered so far. It's important to note that these coins are extremely hard to identify, and only a trained eye can spot the difference. The close AM penny is rare enough to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in some cases, millions. So, How did a simple minting error lead to a penny that could be worth $36 million? Let's break it down. The close AM penny is valuable because of its rarity and its unique error. Collectors and numismatists go crazy over coins with minting mistakes, especially when those mistakes are extremely rare and hard to find. Errors like this one don't happen often, and when they do, the market for them goes through the roof. At auction, coins like the close AM penny can fetch astonishing sums, especially when they're in pristine condition. The rarity of the close AM variety, coupled with the fact that it was struck in 2000, just before the design change, makes it a sought-after piece of US coinage history. In some of the most well-known auctions, the close AM pennies have sold for well over $100,000, but some rare examples, especially those in excellent condition, could sell for even more. There's a possibility that in the right market conditions, a close AM penny could eventually reach an astronomical value, even as high as $36 million. That's how much the right collector might be willing to pay for one of these rare coins. Now, if you think you found a rare 2000 close AM penny, it's important to get it properly graded and authenticated. In the world of coin collecting, grading is the process of evaluating the coin's condition and authenticity. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. To get the highest possible value for a coin like the 2000 close AM penny, it would need to be graded by a trusted professional service, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These services will carefully examine the coin and give it a grade based on factors like its mint luster, wear, and the presence of any errors. Once the coin is graded and authenticated, you'll have a much clearer idea of its value. If it's confirmed to be a genuine close AM penny in mint condition, the price could go through the roof, especially when it hits the auction block. So, how do you spot a valuable 2000 close AM penny? Here are a few tips. Examine the reverse of the coin. Pay close attention to the America legend on the bottom of the reverse. On a normal penny, there's a noticeable gap between the letters "th" and "hem." But on a close AM penny, these two letters are much closer together. Look for signs of wear. The best examples of this rare penny will be in excellent condition, free of scratches, discoloration, or wear. A well-preserved coin will command the highest price. Get it graded. If you think you've found one, don't hesitate to send it to a professional grading service to confirm its authenticity and grade. Coin collecting is a thrilling hobby, and finding a rare treasure like the 2000 close AM penny can be life-changing. The world of numismatics is filled with hidden gems waiting to be discovered, and even a seemingly ordinary penny can turn out to be worth millions. So there you have it, the amazing story of the 2000 US 1-cent coin and its potential to be worth up to $36 million. While most pennies from this year are worth just 1 cent, the 2000 close AM variety is an incredibly rare find, and if you're lucky enough to spot one, it could make you a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting stories from the world of coin collecting. Who knows, you might just find a hidden treasure in your own change. Until next time, happy collecting! Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We've all seen pennies lying around, right? They might seem like insignificant little coins, but did you know that some pennies can be worth a lot more than their face value? Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1984 1-cent coin, the penny that could be worth an astonishing $28 million. Yes, you heard that right, $28 million. Stick around as we unravel the mystery behind this penny, its fascinating history, and why it's worth way more than just 1 cent. Before we get into the mind-blowing value of this coin, let's talk about the basics. The 1984 penny, like most pennies, was struck with the iconic Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse side, which had been in circulation since 1959. The obverse features President Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most revered leaders. The 1984 penny was minted in the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, just like most other US pennies. At face value, this coin is worth just 1 cent, which means it's essentially worth nothing more than its copper content. Or is it? Let's set the scene. In 1984, America was in the midst of economic recovery after the early 1980s recession. President Ronald Reagan was in office, and the world was on the brink of major changes in terms of technology and culture. The penny, while still in circulation, was mostly an afterthought in the daily lives of Americans. But for coin collectors, every year brings new opportunities for finding valuable, rare coins. And in the case of the 1984 penny, there's more to this little copper coin than meets the eye. Now, let's get into the meat of the story, the rare variety of the 1984 penny that could make you a fortune. You see, while most pennies from this year are just typical coins, there's a specific version of the 1984 penny that's extremely valuable, the double die error coin. So, what exactly is a double die error? Well, it's a type of minting mistake that happens when a coin is struck more than once by the die, which causes the design to appear doubled on certain features of the coin. In the case of the 1984 penny, the error typically affects the date and the word Libertia on the obverse, where you can see the lettering or number shifted or doubled. This might sound simple, but in the world of numismatics, coin collecting, errors like this are highly prized, and collectors pay top dollar to own these unique pieces. So, how much can a 1984 penny with a double die error be worth? The answer might surprise you, a lot. While most 1984 pennies are worth only 1 cent, the rare double die error coin can fetch huge sums of money. Some of these coins, depending on their condition and the extent of the error, have sold for tens of thousands, and in some cases, even millions of dollars. In fact, one of the highest known sales for a 1984 double die penny occurred when a coin graded as MS-65, mint state, top quality, sold for over $100,000. However, exceptionally rare examples, those in pristine condition and with a particularly noticeable error, could potentially be worth up to $28 million. Imagine finding a penny worth that much. It's almost unbelievable. So, why is a 1984 double die penny worth so much? Let's break it down. First of all, errors in minting are incredibly rare. The US Mint tries to prevent these mistakes, but when they happen, they're considered special. The rarity of a double die error increases its value because only a small number of these coins were ever produced, and most of them never survived in excellent condition. The other factor is demand. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare, unique, and historically significant coins. A coin with a minting error, especially one that involves a famous figure like Abraham Lincoln, can command a huge price at auction. Combine that with the fact that it's a coin from 1984, a time of economic transition and change in the US, and you've got a piece of history that collectors need to have. Now, if you think you found a 1984 penny with a double die error, there's one thing you should do: get it professionally graded and authenticated. Coin grading is the process of determining the quality and condition of a coin, which plays a massive role in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. For a 1984 double die penny, you'll want to make sure it's graded at least MS-63 or higher to get the most value. Coins that are graded MS-65 or better can sell for top dollar. So, before you go selling your coin, make sure it's authenticated by a trusted grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations ensure the coin is real and in the condition it's being advertised as. So, how can you spot a valuable 1984 double die penny? Here are a few tips to help you identify one. Examine the lettering and numbers. Focus on the date and the word Libertia on the obverse. If you notice that the lettering appears doubled or shifted in a way that doesn't seem normal, you might have a double die error on your hands. Look for clear, sharp details. A coin that's well preserved and shows minimal wear will be worth much more than a coin that's been heavily circulated. Get it graded and authenticated. If you suspect that you have a rare 1984 double die penny, it's worth sending it to a professional grading service to confirm its authenticity and condition. This is the best way to ensure that your coin is worth as much as it can be. Coin collecting is a fascinating world where passion, history, and treasure collide. For collectors, finding a rare coin like the 1984 double die penny is the ultimate jackpot. It's not just about money, it's about preserving a piece of history and being part of a community of collectors who share a love for rare and unique items. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1984 1-cent coin, a penny that could be worth a jaw-dropping $28 million. While most pennies from that year are worth only 1 cent, the Double Die Era penny is a rare gem that can change a collector's life. If you find one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories from the world of coin collecting. You never know what treasures are hiding in your pocket change. Until next time, happy collecting!